Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. With all that news out right now, you would think that would be all that's actually in the news. But after we was feeling like the Mueller actual investigation was coming to a close, a lot of shit kept coming up. And then the one chick that was sleeping around, Spy, they finally flipped her and she started cooperating as well. And
she's related to Mueller?
No. Yeah, she is. That's the first one. But
really?
Today is the lawyer that was in the room with Manafort and the Trump kids. Remember, initially it was only about adoption. And then it was like, I guess we lied.
That's
it's
right.
about what you call it.
The meeting.
Her ass got what you call it indicted today. Now, I don't know if she's still in the country, but they got her ass. So it looks like he still had the opportunity of pulling everything together. He's still pulling a lot of shit together. And the one thing we missed too was when the black judge, what was the guy that was the security?
Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn. And he was like, "Look, man, you sound like a traitor. How come we didn't actually convict him on all of this other stuff? You sure you want me to give sentence today?" And they were like, no, give us 90 more days. He's like, "Yeah, I thought so." And it was like he saw the stuff that was redacted that we couldn't see. And he was like, "You must be out of your mind. You're going to let this guy get away with this?" So there's
because he Flynn flipped. He cooperated
quickly.
Right.
So they was like, "Well, okay, so we'll dismiss that." But the judge was like, "Are you kidding me? You let him flip on all of this stuff?" And
I'm not gonna lie.
Go ahead.
This Mueller shit is like a fucking movie. So many players and characters and plot points. Bro, you know they're gonna write it's gonna be an HBO produced shit starring somebody Mueller. This shit gonna win an Emmy or something.
Christian Bale is
Mueller or some shit. So speaking of that Vice movie, man,
you see it?
I just saw it today. If you really thought Trump has you so caught up of how fucked up how he messed our government up. When you see this, you'll remember why we said we need to get these people out of power. Yeah. Cheney was the devil, dude. That dude was something else. And he started all the way back from the Nixon era and started doing stuff that's affecting us now. Because he was in Congress. I didn't even realize he was in Congress for I think 4 to 8 years of Wyoming. And he stayed there, and every time legislation came up for they changed the wording of global warming while he was in there. From
that kind of shit.
He was voting against that. The gun lobbyist stuff. Roger Ailes, he was part of that shit. And it shows that as he was going through until he started saying, "Hey, look, now we can capitalize on fucking a war. And that's what I'm going to get." And I was like, and when they got signed in, and I don't want to tell the whole movie because when you see it, you're going to be like, "Oh shit." He didn't give any of his tax return. He didn't give none of his medical records. And he was like, "I don't care. I'm not going to give you none of that." And they was like, "Okay, it is Dick Cheney." And he was good. And this dude had 3 heart attacks and took $24 million from Halliburton.
What about Bush? How they portray him?
They showed him like a fucking clown. He gave in to whatever Cheney did because he knew he wasn't smart enough to finagle the energy department, foreign policy, none of that. So he left it in the hands of him. And it was like, oh my God, this dude took way advantage of everything. And if you want to talk about emails and everything, they control the servers. So there was 200 million emails that was never kept because they deleted them after they needed them. And you never saw them. And this is
right. So freedom for information requests doesn't matter.
Yeah, because
you can't request what's not there.
It wasn't there. It was nothing they can recover, and they moved it to the RNC.
Okay, so wait, Mike. I want to quickly examine this in reference to modern time.
Mm-hmm.
How does Cheney skate? So multiple choice. Media is not aware. They don't care. Republicans turn a blind eye. Why don't the Democrats say stuff we didn't pay attention? In retrospect, because it wasn't that long ago, movie released in December 2018, Cheney was part of the 2000 ticket. So it's like, how did he skate from 2000 to 08?
The war.
You think that canceled out every 2000 the September 11th attacks?
The war.
Canceled
because
it out.
Even leading up to that, they knew he was a bastard. But when he was in, he capitalized on. Remember, I think you said it earlier. One of y'all said that the fear that Trump is trying to do, it's not working. When they did fear, that shit worked. That worked on everybody. I was one of the people who sat there, me and my wife. And there was a couple of people at my job. They was like, we're going to come together as a nation because it's... I said, no, it's not. Give this a couple of months. It'll be gone. And then everybody's going to go right back into their...
I'm not going to lie. I think because I was young back then, but even I remember the little terror thing.
Mm-hmm.
Orange alert.
Oh, it's amber.
Oh, yeah, the levels.
It's amber.
Yellow, red.
Yeah.
Maroon.
Yep, it's maroon.
Damn.
Yep.
But you know what they did? They put like a face on it though. I mean, you had like you mentioned, Mike, the whole. I mean, 9/11, obviously.
It's Muslims
that lit shit up, like So everybody was like, "Oh shit!" And then they put a face on it, Osama bin Laden.
Right.
And then they put a group on it. They put a location. Boom, and then that's just.
But that's to me. That's my point. They were. And what Mike said is it's a narrative battle. You can. How can you sell? Because when you think of Mexican, it's like, man, I love Mexican food. I got that one little Latin song I like.
So
in terms of like Mexican,
so I got to
like
tell you this is important, and I didn't realize this either. So he's saying the Mexican and the terrorist, while in the movie they were saying Al Qaeda and ISIS and Osama bin Laden, but they said the people was like, how do you win that war? So they said, we have to find a country, because if you can say that's the country we having a war at, people will say, now I understand. But if you say people or a person or a group, they was like, you can never win that.
Because nouns are intangible. So it's hard to fight a war on terror, but we can say Iraq, Afghanistan, whomever.
And that's when people checked off and said, well, if you're going to go after Iraq, I understand.
Okay, so modern times.
Modern times, you're not going after Mexico.
We're not going after,
we go to vacation in Mexico. So how is that shit going to work?
Baja?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. See, and that's why it's not going to work.
You're right, Cancun. I'm at the resort. Light you niggas up, boy.
Yeah. Cosmo and all that. Yeah,
you're right. I got my margarita in one hand.
So I thought that shocked me. Go ahead, E.
Well, okay, that's why Mexico isn't going to work. That's why it's not working, I think. I mean, you got a certain group of people that can care less about Mexico or Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
He's not talking to the country. I mean, Bush and them kind of sold me like hell yeah, you got to go to Afghanistan and Iraq. You got
to get them motherfuckers.
Blow up New York. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's simple, and the worst attack on the U.S. since Pearl Harbor. I mean, it's simple. You can put that shit in a tagline. You just know you got fuck niggas up over there. I mean,
you got a marketing department.
And that's actually how it works. Like literally in the military, they make sure that they got to recruit. There's a whole thing with that, but you can't do that now.
No,
I mean, bro, I just feel like this is straight up racist. Like what I mean by that is you got people like Trump and his base that just think that they look down on Mexicans. And it's like, I don't think they realize people don't think that way. I don't look at Mexicans and think, they're a problem. Get the fuck out of here. I don't think that's a normal thing. What I mean is I know there's people there's a lot of people that think that, but that's not something you can use.
It's racism versus terror. Two different things.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's actually, by the way, that's something that a lot of Democrats are actually saying, and they are the newer Democrats saying how this is racism, like straight up, like he's using these racial slurs, and he's been doing it from day one, and he's not gonna trick us into,
well, here's what I think. Like you said, you got to sell us. You got to be able to recruit for a cause. Mm-hmm. So this marketing meeting, they just going down Latin America, Mexico, nah. Panama, hell no. You got the Panama Canal. Venezuela, maybe.
Guatemala,
that's
a good one.
Guatemala. Who knows where Guatemala is? Nobody. Okay. Yeah. They just Chile. Nah. So they just go down the whole.
Yeah, Latin they got some good peppers. Yeah.
Right. So this is go down the whole Latin America to figure out where the next enemy could be, and they just manufacture some shit to happen. Is that what you think?
So he tried to, and if you look at the straw mans or the straw men, it was supposed to be North Korea. Because remember, we were talking about it. We're going to go to war with North Korea. Do you see how this shit is going on? And then it was kind of like, he happened to be smarter than him and say, let's just get together, and shook hands and be like, fuck you, dude. Thanks for what you've done. Then he tried to do it with Iran. But for some reason, that didn't work either. And it was kind of like he's trying to find that straw man to say, that's how you point to it.
He's trying to find a trigger for emergency power.
Dog whistles that make people go, well, I have to use emergency powers.
Okay, so if it's not in this hemisphere, where is it?
So
Africa?
It can't be. Because
it's manufactured.
Yemen?
That's what it is.
But he doesn't know about Yemen. He doesn't know about none of this shit. So
he's not smart enough to find where that fear. See, that's the problem. He's creating manufacturing fear, and there's nothing there. It's like, bro, this is why you're in office, to fix the real problems. Mm-hmm. That's what everybody's trying to talk about. So he's trying to find one, and there is none there.
Can I do a quick spoiler for the Michael Moore movie of how Trump got in the race in the first place?
Okay.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani, she's one of the judges on The Voice, right?
Okay.
On NBC, apparently. Mm-hmm. So again, I want people to fact check this. According to Michael Moore in his new movie, Fahrenheit 11/9, he says they was paying Gwen Stefani more than Donald Trump, to be a judge on that show than they paying him for The Apprentice. So to prove he's more popular than Gwen Stefani, according to Michael Moore in the movie, Trump entered the race, did a little event, paid supporters $50 to show up at the Trump Tower. So his original "I'm running for president" was like that was staged, et cetera, et cetera. And his sons paid for 2 events. So after he did that, whatever, he was just going to cancel it. It was again, just, a stunt for NBC to make more money. But because he actually resonated with people, he did the 2 other events and had a big rally. I guess it was like, well, fuck NBC, I can just, run with it. So according to Michael Moore, the fact that Trump resonated and had people show up at his rallies and continued to show up, he just went ahead and went through it. And then he was like, he didn't really think he would win, which is why at election night, we all remember how he looked. It was like,
wow,
why does everybody look so sad if you want, you know what I'm saying, if you're in it to win it?
Mm-hmm.
So according to Michael Moore, that's why. So within this context of where we are now, it's within the context of narcissism, basically the things that we've seen, these behaviors that we've seen of just, I want to be beloved and I love, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, that's funny because that makes the people around him look even more like idiots.
You think so?
Because that just means he's doing this because he don't really believe in the whole thing. He just kind of just playing the role. He just, he's just trying to have fun. It seems like, honestly, he's just talking. And then you got people around him that are like worshiping him and doing everything that he says, like Stephen Miller, that's essentially just a white supremacist that's in there that and he's just talking, racist shit, and then you can go down the list of all the people. Then you have the real people leaving. It just seems like the people around him were like fans.
Yeah, but it's crazy because he didn't want to win, but his ego says, I'm the most popular guy in the world, and I've done everything better than anybody in the history of the United States. Yeah. And then since they can't really do anything about it, he's feeding off of that. So when he doesn't get what he wants, he starts to manufacture shit. But he's been able to get away with it. This is why they were afraid that the Democrats will take the House, because now it's going to be a lot of no, you can't do that. Yeah. No, we're going to investigate your ass. Yeah. You can't tell me I can't investigate you.
All right, tax returns.
Yeah, now we getting your shit. And he can't resign, because if he resigned, the state of New York, the state of Maryland, and D.C. is going to prosecute him and indict his ass.
Right.
So he's going to have to play it out. Yeah, he's going to have to play it out to a point to say, how do I fucking get out of this shit? Because Mueller actually made sure everybody had whatever they needed. So if he was pulled out of this, they have enough to say, we got his organization, we're going to get his kids, we're going to get everything. Yeah. So he's in a trap right now. And now the only thing he can live off is, I promised the people the wall, so please support me.
Oh, my God.
Is this his last, what do you call it, shebang, his last, this is it? Like, he's just, like, going all in?
So what else did he promise, though? Because he promised no Obamacare, but they had to come back on that because they found out,
people
percentage of his, the percentage of his people liked it. Not just people in general, but the people that was for him was like, oh, shit, I didn't know you was going to take away that. I thought it was Obamacare. No, it's the Affordable Care Act, you jackasses. And then it was kind of like, what?
That's his people, man. I'm trying to tell you. That's his minions.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Well, hold on, E. Because I don't want to keep going after his base on a certain level, because so many of those people voted for Obama twice. I'm just saying, but some of these people...
Some of those people are good people.
That's the argument.
I'm not going to. I got
it. So I'm kind of like, I guess what I'm trying to. You know what I'm trying to say.
I do.
Okay, but you know what? Are we past that point?
That they're good people, or
because there's two groups of people. There's people who voted for him and then immediately have regret because they're like, all right, Hillary is whatever. I'm gonna take a chance. Oh, I fucked up. I'm on the other side now. And then there's people. There's people who just not jumping off the bandwagon.
Mm. But Hillary doesn't exist anymore. So now their guilt is, they can wash their guilt away because the next one won't be Hillary. So I won't feel bad because I hate Hillary so much. Not I hate Hillary the person. I mean the woman or the candidate. They just don't like her. Because they can't say there's so many reasons why they hate her, man. You know what I mean?
I'm talking about the people who weren't with her as a kid. Basically, because remember, you had the Bernie people. Mm-hmm. Some of the Bernie people stayed home. Hillary was just, even people who wanted to vote for her was like, you're making this hard, B. You really making this.
Democrats didn't want to vote for her.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like her personality is a pantsuit.
Yeah, but there's so much corruption and other stuff behind her because of, not just her, but her
last name.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And her name is kind of like, we hate them. So now she's out of the equation. Now there's some of those people who voted you'll never know if they did, but you kind of know that they did. Now they can say, you know what, we got to get this guy out of here, and without knowing that they flipped the lever. You're going to be like, oh, okay, now you see the light. Because I got two guys at my job right now, and I found another one, and he keeps saying, well, the tax thing did really well. I said, why? Well, I believe that. I said, oh, so you're a fucking Trump supporter, huh?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, let me stop this conversation. I was like, no problem. We don't have to talk about it. But you just established who you are.
Right.
And everybody was like,
I would have been like, no, let me hear some more. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. But I think at this point, you either eject if you voted for him, you either hit the eject button, or you double down just like he did. So you're right.
But it's fine. It's fine for you to change your mind and say you was wrong. I'm okay with that. But if you believe in what he does and you change your mind because you're looking bad, you're going to continue to have the problem because now you're looking for the next Trump because you believe in what he believes in. You just want somebody a little more refined but have the same kind of ideas, which is just as fucked up, which is really just as fucked up. But he brought about the people like the Palestinian women saying he's a motherfucker. He brought that on. Otherwise, people like that wouldn't have been running. But he says now anyone could come out and say, so that was acceptable before. You have hundreds of people in Congress that allowed that to happen from both parties. But yet you're going to criticize me? You're okay with that? And then they're going to say, well, Trump is, no, you can't do that.
Oh, you know what? Here's something that I learned today. So Obama wanted to talk about immigration in 2014, and a lot of networks didn't want to air it. Now, motherfuckers want to air Trump and not even do the fucking, I don't know if they're going to fact check. So he just basically have a free forum and, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So the pressure's on the network to either fact check as it goes on or turn around and have the rebuttal by the Democrats because they said they wasn't even going to do a rebuttal because the networks wasn't even going to allow that. That's why the Democrats came out and said we need to have just enough time if you're going to give him the time to get up there and lie. And that's what they've been saying all day on the news networks. Yeah, he's going to lie about this and he's going to lie. They don't even say fabrication no more. Now you got the media saying he's lying.
Yeah, that's progress. We're getting there.
That's progress, yeah.
That's what I've been trying to say. I mean, the Democrats. The Democrats.
The Democrats, yeah.
Yeah, they don't know. They need to say something, honestly. First of all, I'm looking at the media. I'm actually hoping they don't show anything, but I don't think they can not show him if he's in the Oval Office, right?
Well, they honestly don't have to, but one of the professors, I think, from Princeton said the issue is money. So if you don't and another network does, guess who they're going to turn to? They're going to turn to that network. So if another one doesn't and they agree on it, but one of them changed their mind at the last minute, then they're going to turn around and they like, we fucked up again. So except for saying that, they was like, let's just play it. But let's do the rebuttal or let's do something to cater to both sides. One way or another, we're going to have to cater to both sides because we can't lose an opportunity to not show the president because someone else will do it. It's about the money. It's about the money and losing the story. You can't do that with your competition, which is crazy.
Problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, TV is ratings, though.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with the media and radio and whatever. It's just you can't really argue the ratings thing, but it's almost like news and media should be like split. You know what I'm saying? It's the news should be like straightforward. This is what it is.
Well, it used to be
here's the next story. It used to be, but then once the news got on TVs and it started being about ratings, everything just changed.
It was because of cable news. So once cable news got there, then it was a cost. And then when it became a cost with everybody. Because now you're competing against what? A 24-hour news network. You know what I mean?
It's money. They want to advertise it.
And they was like, look, we got to compete one way or another. And then it's like, well, I don't like your views, so I'm not going to do advertisement with you. Or I want to take advantage because you got the more favorable people on there. You got more blonde-haired white women on there, so I want to go from that one. And, it's that's just the attraction. News has become entertainment as opposed to information. And that's where it just distorts the message. It's distorted because money is with everything. What we missed, dudes?
I know we didn't talk necessarily about Trump taking out, 2,000 troops from Syria.
Oh God.
Mattis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mattis quit.
Oh wait. So we don't have an attorney general, a defense secretary
of Defense,
and I feel like we don't have another position. No.
So what's her name? No, she left.
Haley.
Yeah, but they put that other blonde haired girl in there.
Yeah. I feel like we have a lot of shit in government missing.
Actings. We have a lot of.
So we got a lot of actors.
Yeah. Acting, whatever, whatever.
Interims and
right
acting.
Yeah.
Oh, updates. Is I talk like this? The doctor, the black dude.
Oh, the black dude. Yeah.
Carson.
Yeah.
He's still there.
Yeah, he's still there. He's just pretty quiet.
What is Rick Perry doing?
I thought you don't hear him either. But there was the other. Remember the guy who rode in on a horse? Was that the Secretary of the Interior?
Wait,
God,
what?
I don't know. Sounds like a disaster.
Yeah, he came in. When he was appointed, he came to Washington on a horse, and now he resigned because he's under some investigation. So they said, "Fuck you and the horse that you rode in on."
Damn! Wow.
Literally.
I think here's one thing that made me think. We're guys, but from the women's perspective, I know women get tired of what they feel is just a double standard. And we just talked about Hillary and her baggage, whatever. But how the fuck does Mitt Romney get by? He was a governor. He ran for president twice, lost twice. He tried to get a job with Trump. Trump dissed his ass. Mm-hmm. Now he got elected back into politics. Diss Trump again.
Yeah.
Why are we not tired of Mitt Romney? But we talk so much shit about Hillary.
He got elected though. He got elected.
Fair enough. But Hillary been around. I know she's been the first lady, so she's been in our public lexicon for a while. So
she didn't get elected though.
It's not right. It's not the same thing. But I can see how women feel annoyed because why aren't people telling Mitt Romney, to sit his ass down?
Because they elected him. I'm going back to if she ran for another position and they elected her, you can't say nothing about it. They still want her to sit down, but if she was elected, you can't do nothing about it.
I guess the same thing for Mitt Romney though. It was
but he got elected though.
Yeah, but
people who get elected, you can't do nothing about that. You can't. We can't do nothing about Trump. He was elected, dude.
But what new Mitt Romney talking points do we have? It's the same shit he said in 2012.
So the good thing about Mitt Romney is he doesn't like Trump. So there's going to be one less vote that's in the Senate for what he does. We got to see. You're going to talk that shit, but let's see how you vote. It's not
right.
It's not because you're
Jeff
talking
Flake
shit.
Part 2.
Exactly. So that's how I look at it. But I'll take it.
I just want to bring it up because just shout out, just bring up the women's perspective on certain things. I saw that online. So that was a fair point.
But to me, there's a lot of women that won governorship, which I'm glad of. There's Republican women that's in the Senate that's brand new that beat out like a couple of Republican men. And there's other women that's needed. Women are more in this country than men anyway. So the percentage has to be there. You have Pakistani, Somalian, Native American, I think Asian, Pacific Asian. The women are more diverse than the men are in Congress, from the House to the Senate.
It's true.
They are more diverse than the men are.
Yeah, they got a gay woman too, right?
It's two gay women. Two gay women.
I forget if it's a mayor or I forget. But
no, in the Senate. I mean, in the Congress.
Congress.
She's a boxer or whatever, and to go away from that. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I forgot what. She's a Native American
mixed
gay
martial
woman.
arts.
Mixed martial arts. Yep.
Yeah,
and she's a Native American gay woman.
I forget where it's somewhere in the West. I forget what it is.
Midwest type situation.
Yeah, like a Nevada Kansas, I don't know, one of them.
Yeah, it's one of them. We'll
flyover state. Is that what you meant to say?
We'll figure it out.
I mean, one of those like, oh yeah, okay, I know somebody in there. Like one of them.
Yeah, I don't know anybody in fucking Kansas. Nor do I want to.
Nor do I want to.
I can avoid Kansas my entire life.
Yeah, if I can't drive through there, if I got to go to Illinois, maybe, but
I can avoid Kansas my entire life and live a wonderful,
or Indiana,
successful life. Oh my God, Nebraska,
Dakotas.
All right,
stop it. No. There's good people in it.
I'm on the east side. Nah, fuck that. Oklahoma, yeah, they got the Thunder there. OKC, they got the Thunder.
Yeah, they got some good people in Tulsa. Yeah.
Tulsa. Oof.
Still flying over that state.
Yeah, that's a flyover.
I flew over it a bunch of times. I like your state 50,000 feet above.
Oh, my God. All right, fellas, but I really appreciate your time. There's a lot more coming up. Miller's probably going to drop a hammer on the kids soon. Yeah. That's my prediction. I think it's closing in. And
let me give you my prediction.
Go ahead.
This next podcast, we're still going to be in a shutdown. That's what I'm
saying. Ooh.
Because that's what Trump's doing. This is all Trump, man. All this whole thing. He's not gonna give up. This is his last hurrah right here.
So I don't want you to be right. Put it that way.
I know I don't. It's affecting my money.
Yeah, I know. You in my pocket, bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's just a hard one to acknowledge. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't want to put that in the universe that way. You know what I'm saying? But you might be right. But yeah, I
don't think he's budging, man. I think he's all in. I think he's not. He's trying to make us believe that Mexicans are a problem. Like, and it's just like, nah, bro. But nobody's gonna fall for it.
No, they're not falling for it. Yeah, they're not.
It's just not
to believe it for this to work.
Oh, it's not culturally in our thing. Just real quick, 2001, whatever. You can plausibly say, okay, another country, another hemisphere, another language, another culture. It's like, bro, Mexican, like, we've been having Mexicans in the U.S. since
before Americans got here. What are you talking about?
Literally, right?
Like, we good. What's the problem?
Yeah. So, I don't know. I got a prediction, but yeah, nothing to do with Mexico.
Okay, so what's your prediction?
Richard Ojeda. Ojeda, whatever the fuck his name is. I think he's gonna make some noise in the polls. It's that crazy West Virginia guy.
Hold on. You need to know his name though.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Stop calling him Ojeda.
Richard Ojeda?
Ojeda. I don't know.
It's Ojeda.
Oscar Jackson, the Eagle.
The J is
David Apple.
Silent. It's Spanish. Ojeda.
Yeah.
Oh, is he Spanish?
He has apparently his grandfather came in the country illegally. So he's white now, but his ancestry.
But he wasn't white
Latin.
before then. That's what you're saying.
I don't look. He's military. His name is Ojeda. His military. He's Ojeda. He has a country accent.
Tell him the state.
Oh, West Virginia. West Virginia Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Union guy.
Mm-hmm.
All this shit. So I'm curious to see what he'll do. I'm curious to see how he'll do in the debate.
I got some beef with West Virginia, man. I don't know about West Virginia, man.
Yeah.
Every time they just got something about was in the water.
Nah.
It's probably coal, chemical.
You was back there with Blacksburn when you was in Virginia Tech. That's all that is.
Yeah, I was too close to that. I know how they make up out there.
Yeah, but
you know
it's
that.
probably like coal runoff. Whoa! Oh, what's happening?
Somebody just took off. Yeah,
that was a close one.
Nah, I'm good.
You alive?
He was getting a haircut. Yeah.
The government shut down for a couple of weeks and see what happens. Chaos.
Chaos ensues. All right. All right, fellas. I really appreciate your time. Yeah, good way to come back with the topics. And all.
Shit is happening again.
But so next time we will see if we still at the shutdown, if any of the kids get indicted, and the potato or writer guy gets in.
Shut down or nah?
Oh, nah. Thank you so much for stopping by Repo, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Sure.